Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into God's heart for your relationships and His incredible love story for your life. Today, I want to share something that's going to absolutely transform how you see the love that's coming your way. We're talking about someone who is ready to risk everything for you, someone who looks at you and sees past every number, every year, every season you've walked through. Age means absolutely nothing when it comes to the love God has designed specifically for you. I've been in ministry for years, watching God orchestrate the most beautiful love stories, and I can tell you this with absolute certainty: when God brings your person into your life, they won't be calculating your age, your past, or your timeline. They'll be calculating how quickly they can build a life with you. Before we dive in, if this channel has been speaking to your heart, if you're hungry for more revelation about God's heart for your love life, hit that subscribe button right now. I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to feel so loved, so seen, and so ready to receive everything God has been preparing for you. Your person is out there, and they're not just casually interested, they're ready to risk it all. Let's dive in. Number 1. They see your soul, not your statistics. Listen to me very carefully, because this is going to shift everything for you. The person God has assigned to your life doesn't look at you and see numbers on a calendar. They don't see the years you've lived, the birthdays you've celebrated, or the seasons you've weathered. They see your soul. They see the way your eyes light up when you talk about your dreams. They see the strength you've developed through every trial. They see the wisdom you've gained through every experience. When Ruth met Boaz, she wasn't a young girl anymore. She had been married, widowed, and had walked through seasons of loss and struggle. But when Boaz looked at her, he didn't see her past or her age. He saw her character, her loyalty, her heart. He saw a woman worth risking his reputation for, worth changing his entire life plan for. Your person is the same way. They're not sitting there with a calculator, trying to figure out if you fit some societal timeline. They're looking at who you are at your core. They see the way you love God. See the way you've remained faithful through waiting. They see the beauty in your spirit that has nothing to do with the number of candles on your birthday. Cake.age is just information, but your soul is revelation. And when the right person encounters your spirit, they're going to be willing to risk everything to be part of your story. They'll risk the opinions of people who don't understand. They'll risk stepping outside their comfort zone. They'll risk changing their timeline because they recognize that what they've found in you is rare and precious. God doesn't make mistakes with timing. The love He's bringing you doesn't diminish because you've lived more years. It intensifies because you've become more of who He created you to be. Your person sees that. They celebrate that. They're ready to risk everything for that. Number 2, love doesn't follow society's clock. We live in a world that wants to put timelines on everything, especially love. But let me tell you something that's going to set you free right now. God's love stories don't follow the world's calendar. His timing is perfect, and His plans for your heart are not limited by what society says should happen by a certain age. Abraham was 75 when God called him to leave everything familiar. Sarah was 90 when she gave birth to the promise. Moses was 80 when his real calling began. God's greatest works often happen when the world would say it's too late. Your love story is no different. The person coming into your life understands this on a soul level. They're not bound by cultural expectations or societal pressures about when love should happen. They're moved by something much deeper. The recognition that what God brings together transcends every human limitation. They're ready to risk the judgment of people who don't understand why they're choosing love over conformity. They're ready to risk being misunderstood by friends and family who might question the timing. They're ready to risk stepping outside conventional expectations because they know that real love is worth any risk. When you meet this person, you'll feel it immediately. They won't make you feel like you're behind schedule or like you've missed some invisible deadline. Instead, they'll make you feel like everything in your life has led to this exact moment. They'll help you see that every delay was divine preparation. Every season of waiting was God getting you ready for something beautiful. Every no was protection from something that wasn't meant for you. Your person doesn't just accept your timeline, they celebrate it. They see the woman you've become through every season you've walked. They recognize that the love you can offer now is deeper, richer, and more authentic because of everything you've experienced. They're not looking for someone who fits a certain age bracket. They're looking for someone who fits their heart. And when they find you, they'll be ready to risk everything to keep you. Number 3, they're done playing games. Here's what I love about the person God is bringing you. They're not interested in casual dating, situationships, or anything that wastes your precious time. They've reached a place in their life where they know exactly what they want, and they're ready to pursue it with intentionality and purpose. They're done with the games that younger hearts often play. They're not interested in keeping their options open or seeing what else might come along. When they recognize you as their person, they're ready to close every other door and walk through the one that leads to you. This is someone who has learned through their own experiences what real love looks like. They've probably been through their own seasons of waiting, their own disappointments, their own moments of wondering if love would ever come. But that journey has prepared them for you. They're ready to risk the safety of staying single because they recognize that what you offer together is worth more than what they have alone. They're ready to risk vulnerability because they understand that real intimacy requires real openness. They're ready to risk their comfortable routine because they want to build something beautiful with you. When this person pursues you, it won't feel uncertain or confusing. It will feel like coming home. They won't leave you guessing about their intentions. They won't make you wonder where you stand. They'll be clear, consistent, and committed from the very beginning. They understand that your heart is precious and your time is valuable. They're not going to waste either one. Instead, they're going to invest in you like the treasure you are. They'll be ready to have the important conversations, ready to talk about the future, ready to include you in their plans, ready to make room in their life for the beautiful love story God wants to write through both of you. Age has taught them what matters and what doesn't, and what matters is finding someone whose heart beats in rhythm with theirs. When they find that in you, they'll risk everything to protect it and nurture it. Number 4, they see your beauty. Beyond the physical, the person God has prepared for you sees beauty the way God sees beauty, from the inside out. While the world is obsessed with youth and external appearance, your person recognizes that the most captivating beauty comes from a heart that has been refined by life, love, and faith. They see the beauty in your laugh lines because they represent joy. They see the beauty in your scars because they represent healing. They see the beauty in your story because it represents resilience. They're attracted to the confidence you carry, not the kind that comes from perfection, but the kind that comes from knowing who you are in God. They love the way you've learned to embrace yourself fully. They're drawn to the authenticity you've developed through walking through real life. This person is ready to risk everything because they recognize that what you possess is rare in today's world. You're not trying to be someone else. You're not hiding behind filters or facades. You're beautifully, authentically you, and that terrifies some people, but it absolutely captivates your person. They're ready to risk being with someone who challenges them to be authentic too. They're ready to risk being vulnerable with someone who won't judge their imperfections. They're ready to risk loving someone whose beauty deepens with time rather than fades. When they look at you, they see forever. They see a woman who will be even more beautiful to them in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Not because you'll look the same, but because love will have made you both more beautiful. They see someone whose inner radiance will only grow brighter. They see someone whose character will only become more attractive. They see someone whose heart will only become more precious to them. This is why age means nothing to them, because the beauty they're drawn to has nothing to do with a number, and everything to do with your spirit. They're ready to risk everything for a love that gets better with time, for a beauty that's not threatened by birthdays, for a woman who knows her worth comes from God, not from the world's standards. You are that woman, and they see it clearly. Number 5, they want to build legacy, not just live for today. Your person isn't just looking for someone to spend weekends with. They're looking for someone to build a legacy with. They understand that the most beautiful love stories are the ones that impact generations. They want to create something with you that outlasts both of your lifetimes. This is someone who has moved beyond the surface desires of temporary pleasure and immediate gratification. They want depth, they want permanence, they want to build something significant, and they recognize that this kind of building requires the right partner, someone with wisdom, experience, and vision. They're ready to risk their independent lifestyle because they see the potential for something greater. They're ready to risk the simplicity of single life because they want the beautiful complexity of building something meaningful together. They see you as the perfect partner for this kind of legacy building. They see your strength, your wisdom, your faithfulness, and they know that together you can create something beautiful. Maybe it's a family legacy of faith and love. Maybe it's a ministry that touches lives. Maybe it's a business that makes a difference. Maybe it's simply a marriage that demonstrates God's love to everyone who witnesses it. Whatever form your legacy takes, they want to build it with you. They're not intimidated by your dreams or your ambitions. They're excited by them. They don't see your experience and wisdom as something to compete with. They see it as something to learn from and build upon. They understand that the most powerful partnerships happen when two people come together with their own individual strengths and create something even more beautiful together. This person is ready to risk their comfortable, predictable future because they see the potential for an extraordinary one with you. They're ready to combine their story with yours and see what God creates through your united lives. Age means nothing to them because they understand that the best building happens when you have the right materials. And you, with all your experience, wisdom, and strength, are exactly the right material for the legacy they want to build. Number 6, they recognize divine timing. The person God is bringing into your life doesn't just believe in love. They believe in God's perfect timing. They understand that everything in their life has led them to this moment of meeting you. Every relationship that didn't work out was preparation. Every season of waiting was positioning. Every disappointment was protection. They're ready to risk everything because they recognize the hand of God in your connection. This isn't someone who's going to question why love is happening now. They're someone who's going to celebrate that it's happening at all. They've learned to trust God's timing even when it doesn't match their original plans. They've learned that God's delays are not God's denials. They've learned that the wait makes the blessing even sweeter. When they meet you, they'll recognize that you're worth every moment of waiting they endured. They'll see that God was preparing both of you for this exact connection. They'll understand that the timing isn't coincidental, it's providential. They're ready to risk changing their entire timeline because they recognize divine appointment. They're ready to risk letting go of their own plans because they trust God's plans more. They're ready to risk the unknown future because they know God holds both of your futures. This person prays about their relationships. They seek God's guidance in their decisions. They don't just follow their emotions. They follow God's leading, and God is leading them straight to you. They recognize that what God has joined together, no man can separate. They see your connection as sacred, not casual. They see your relationship as covenant, not convenience. They understand that age is irrelevant when God is the author of your love story. They're ready to risk everything because they know that what God blesses, no one can curse. What God establishes, no one can tear down. What God brings together for His glory will stand the test of time. They're not just ready to love you, they're ready to love you the way God intended, with purpose, with commitment, with the understanding that your love is part of God's bigger plan. Number 7, they're financially and emotionally ready. Here's something beautiful about the person God is sending you. They're not just emotionally ready for love, they're practically ready too. This is someone who has done the work on themselves. They've dealt with their past hurts. They've worked through their emotional baggage. They've established financial stability. They've created a life that has room for you. They're ready to risk their comfortable, stable life because they want to share it with you. They're not looking for someone to complete them. They're looking for someone to complement them. They've learned that the healthiest relationships happen between two whole people who choose to build something beautiful together. They understand that love isn't about neediness. It's about choosing to share your abundance. This person has something to offer you, not just love, but partnership, not just companionship, but support, not just affection, but provision. They're ready to be your covering, your supporter, your teammate in every area of life. They've reached a place where they can be generous with their time, their resources, their energy. They don't see you as an expense or a burden. They see you as an investment and a blessing. They're ready to risk their financial independence because they want to build financial interdependence. They're ready to risk their emotional safety because they trust you with their heart. They've learned that the greatest risk in life isn't loving someone. It's missing out on love because you were too afraid to risk. They understand that you deserve someone who can match your maturity, your stability, your readiness for real love. They're not coming to you with drama or chaos. They're coming with peace, stability, and the ability to add value to your life. Age has given them the time to develop into the person worthy of your love, time to heal from past wounds, time to establish themselves, time to become the partner you've been praying for. They're ready to risk everything because they have something meaningful to risk, and they recognize that you're worth risking it all. Number 8, they choose you every day. The most beautiful thing about the person God is bringing you is that they don't just fall in love with you once. They choose to love you every single day. This isn't someone who loves you based on feelings that come and go. This is someone who loves you based on a decision they make every morning when they wake up. They're ready to risk everything because they understand that real love is a choice, not just an emotion. They choose to see the best in you, even on your difficult days. They choose to fight for your relationship even when it would be easier to walk away. They choose to invest in your dreams even when it costs them something. They choose to protect your heart even when their own is hurting. They choose to believe in your future together even when circumstances are challenging. This is someone who understands that lasting love is built on commitment, not just chemistry. They're ready to risk their heart with you because they trust your heart with theirs. They know that you're the kind of person who will choose them back. Day after day, year after year, season after season. They see in you someone who understands that love is both a gift and a responsibility. Someone who will cherish what they're offering and offer the same in return. Age means nothing to them because they're not looking for someone who will love them only while it's easy. They're looking for someone who will love them through every season of life. Someone who will choose them when they're young and when they're old. When they're strong and when they're weak. When they're successful and when they're struggling. They see in you someone who understands covenant love. Someone who knows that real love isn't about finding the perfect person, but about perfectly loving an imperfect person. They're ready to risk everything because they recognize that what you're building together is bigger than both of you. It's a love that will inspire others, a love that will leave a legacy, a love that will glorify God. They choose you not just for who you are today, but for who you're becoming. Not just for what you bring to their life now, but for the woman you'll be in 10, 20, 30 years. They're ready to risk everything because they know that loving you is the best investment they could ever make. And they're right, beautiful soul. I want you to walk away from this video knowing something deep in your spirit. You are worthy of a love that risks everything. You are worthy of someone who sees past every number, every season, every year you've lived and loves you for exactly who you are right now. Age is not your enemy in love. It's your advantage. Every year you've lived has prepared you for the love that's coming. Every experience has made you more ready, not less ready. Every season has made you more valuable, not less valuable. Your person is out there, and they're not just interested in you. They're ready to risk everything for you. They see your beauty, your wisdom, your strength, and your heart, and they know they've found treasure. If this message spoke to your heart today, if you feel that stirring in your spirit that says, yes, this is for me, then hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Share this video with someone who needs to hear that their love story is still being written. Comment below and tell me what spoke to you most. I'm believing with you for the love that God has prepared specifically for your heart. It's coming, beautiful, and when it arrives, you'll understand exactly why nothing else worked out. Until next time, keep believing, keep trusting, and keep your heart open for the miracle that's on its way. God bless you.